like really fat from that angle. That's disgusting. Ugh. Okay. Talking about fat. I wanted to make a fat video. Not a dear fat people, not dear skinny people, dear I'm gonna skinny shame you, I'm gonna fat shame you, I'm gonna make you feel like you are a piece of turd, or I'm gonna make you feel like you're a twig, or like, I've heard even a lawn chair for skinny people. It's just stupid. But, I don't know. Wanted to make another video. Yes, I'm wearing the same clothes, same hair, everything, because it's the same day, and I haven't made very many videos, so I'm going to put out, I think, 2, maybe today, or maybe I'll post this tomorrow. But, fat. The word F-A-T, fat. Maybe I didn't mention, that's probably another video. But, not something that I've put out yet, or think I really will, but besides the point, you guys are confused already, sorry, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about fat people, how it feels to be fat, for me personally, because it's different for all people, and the word fat, and like how I feel about it, and whether it's offensive, blah, 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 all that stuff. And also a little bit background and like what I've had to deal with from being fat. Okay, so first I'm going to start with my personal experience with the word fat. Okay, so I was not the skinniest girl in the world as a child. I can remember feeling self-conscious of my body as far back as 4th grade or 3rd grade. It was, I don't know if anybody else had to do this, but in 4th grade, maybe it was 3rd grade, you had to partner up with somebody, and then you take your BMI chart, like you take your height and your weight and everything, and you write it all down, like you do it yourself, and there's a piece of paper, and then you do like the state testing where you do like push-ups, sit-ups, curl-ups, all that stuff, and you write it all down, and you write like progress reports, I guess you could say. And I remember being teamed up with a guy, and I'm not going to say his name, but he was in my class, and we were in PE. We had to write our weight next to each other, like lay on the gym floor with a pencil and a piece of paper flat on the ground, and him and I were, I don't know why we were partnered up, but everybody had a partner, and our teacher chose who we were partnered with, and so we were partnered. And so I sat with him, and I wrote down my weight on my piece of paper, and it was 84 pounds, and I remember it exactly. And I actually found the piece of paper like 2 weeks ago maybe in our storage unit, and it kind of made me think about this and like how I wanted to make this video and like everything about it, because like the dear fat people thing, like everybody's talking about it, and there's all this weight loss stuff, stuff and all that. So I figured I should make a video about it. And I remember sitting there, and I looked over at him, and he wrote like 72 or so. He was in the 70s. Maybe it might have even been like 79 or something. And I weighed more than him. And even in 3rd or 4th grade, I'm just going to say 3rd or 4th grade. That's just what I'm going to say, just because I can't really remember because it was that long ago. But like I remember it enough to where like it stuck with me. And I just remember at that young of an age in 4th grade feeling fat. And I didn't even really know what that word meant. I mean, I had some family members that were older than me, and some family members that were younger than me, and even the same age, that had been calling me fat, and that I was fat, and blah, 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 just because they were very, very, very little from the time they were little. And I just wasn't. I just had, I'm not bigger boned, because people are going to be like, oh my gosh, bigger boned isn't a thing. To me, it kind of is, just because I've never been, like, tiny. Like, I've never been like my cousin Brianna. She's very, very little, and she always has been, even as a child, like even a baby, she's just tiny. And as a baby, I wasn't. Like, I don't know if it's just because I've been unhealthy my entire life, but like back then I considered myself healthy. I mean, I was very active. I didn't eat like horribly. I didn't really drink pop. Like, we had 3 days a meal, like 3 meals a day, like stuff like that. And it just, I wasn't unhealthy to be fat, and especially in 4th grade, and I just remember feeling belittled because a guy weighed less than me. And because the media and my family and my friends and everybody around me and surrounding me in the world always said that you had to be smaller than a guy. They always think girls are petite and little and tiny and have tiny waist and big hips and big boobs, but very little arms, very little legs. But the guys are supposed to be bigger than you, and they're just always supposed to be. And so from that, like, that's as far back as I can remember actually being affected by my own personal thoughts, by my weight. And fast forward, 7th grade year, my dad passed away, and I know I say that a lot, but it really has affected who I am and kind of changed my outlook on myself. And I was about 125 pounds, and I was pretty healthy before my dad passed away. And then after my dad passed away, I have gained a lot of weight since then, and it's been 6 years. And through all those years, I moved in with my aunt, and my aunt is overweight, and she is pretty unhealthy, and the stuff that was put in the house in front of me was unhealthy, and we lived in the country, like secluded, so really the only thing I wanted to do was sit on a computer, go on YouTube, watch videos, make videos, eat while I'm doing those things, or we would watch a lot of TV. I still am, probably because of her. I'm not saying my aunt forced me to be fat, or forced me to eat, or forced me to sit there. I could have went for a walk. Like, we did actually go for walks and stuff, but my depressed self, my aunt was very depressed as well, and this is kind of, I guess I'm going to explain, like, why I think I've gained weight, and then explain, like, me gaining weight, and, like, why I gained weight, and then how people have taken advantage of, like, myself and the word fat and stuff, I'll just keep talking, but she was very not depressed at that point. Like, whenever I first moved in, she wasn't depressed. Well, we all were. My family was, because her brother died, my dad died. And it was not something that's like, oh, he's on the deathbed, and we get to sit there and hold his hand and watch him take his last breath, and it's peaceful, and he's in a sleep, or he's in a coma, and then he just slowly fades away. It wasn't like that. It was one night, I go downstairs and he's hanging, and I have to call the police, and I'm attacked by my dog, and my dog gets killed, and my dad's dead, and like all this stuff, and it was a big tragedy in our lives. And so it very well can affect you and who you are and how you are. And at that time I was about like 125, 120, maybe even 130. I don't think I was that's not big at all. God, that's not big. But like, I don't think I was that much at that point, and I was a 7th grader. And to some people, 125 in 7th grade is really big. Like, a lot of the girls were like 90 pounds, so I mean, I was even still bigger than them at that point, like most of the girls in my class. Or I was, don't know what that was, or I was really, really little compared to a lot of girls. Like, there were really, really, really big girls, or there were really, really little girls, and then there was only a few select people that were like me, that were just kind of in the middle and awkward with weight. Like, I had bigger boobs than a lot of the girls, and I had a bigger butt and like bigger hips, stuff like that. And after my dad died, I kind of just would watch TV shows, Pretty Little Liars, that type of stuff, and got really involved and put myself in their shoes, and kind of like, not necessarily Pretty Little Liars, because it's a bad example, like Secret Life. And kind of would take a character and put myself in their shoes and kind of like live my life through theirs. Like this fake, imaginary, made-up, written, scripted character, and would take all my crappy life thoughts and like my world, everything, and just kind of put myself in someone else's shoes. Or I'd read books. And that's the way and I also wrote poetry, songs, just like thoughts, journals, everything. And so that's kind of how I grieved, and along with all of that, I started to eat, and I would drink a lot of pop. And so it just started out like snacks, and then it would start to be like after supper I'd eat a snack, or during supper I'd be eating chips, or before supper, or before lunchtime I'd be hungry, so I'd get like a Snickers bar or something, like small things that turned into large things. And as the years went by, all throughout high school, I was gaining more and more weight. Like, from freshman to, I think, my senior year, I gained like 40 pounds. And my senior year of high school, well, like, all throughout my high school career, really the only people that ever called me fat were my family, was like some people in my family, and a few people like on YouTube comments that like I commented on other people's stuff, but never anybody directly to my, well, to my face. My family did and stuff, but like never anybody at school really did. I mean, I'd heard people that had said, like, there were rumors that people had been like, oh, you're fat, or like one of my friends at the time would come up to me and be like, this girl called you fat, and I was just like trying to defend you, but like I just couldn't say anything, like, and at that point I was just like, whatever, because if that's all they have to say about me is that I'm fat, then I'm doing something right, I guess. That's just the way I looked at it until my senior year. I graduated high school early. I graduated in December of 2015, and school started in January. And so I had been bullied for the first time in my entire life. Not life, but for the first time to where it truly affected me, like, harshly, and like it kind of degraded me as a person. Like, the first time ever. Not social media, well, a little bit of social media, but like in real life, like straight up bullying, like what it is in the books, I guess you could say, like that type of bullying for the first time. And it sadly started out in my favorite class in my senior year. It was in choir, and it was kind of like, I don't know, just something that just happened. We got a new teacher in class, and she was very soft-spoken, couldn't really get control of the class because everybody took the class because it was an easy class. Sorry, I gotta change this one. It was an easy class. Everybody, like, before, teachers just gave you an A, no matter what. And there were some girls that were new to the school that were foster care girls, and I am not saying anything bad about foster care kids. I have family that has been in. I've met some of my best friends throughout high school were in foster care. I'm not saying that foster care kids are bad, but these specific girls, not because they're in foster care, not because they were foster girls, not because they were in the system, nothing like that. I'm also a social work major. I don't think foster care kids are bad. But these specific girls that were in foster care were bad. Not bad. They were acting bad. And they were very disruptive in the class, and I had been in choir every single semester for my entire high school career except for one, whenever they had a new teacher that I did not get along with. He was kind of a dick. Or I shouldn't say that. Mean. He was mean. And I sat like towards the front of the classroom, and the girls were in the back. And they were talking, and then there were a few like over to the side of me, and they were just so disruptive, and we were trying so hard to get ready for our concert. And as a senior, you were supposed to kind of, I don't know, get girls to like settle down and like respect the teacher and also respect the upperclassmen. And so I kind of like slightly turned around. I was like, hey guys, you need to be quiet, because they kept talking, and like we're talking loudly, like louder than what I'm talking, like not whispering or giggling or like the typical like, oh my gosh, did you hear what this person did? Like nothing like that. Like, oh my god, like stupid, like annoying, disruptive stuff that everybody in the classroom kept like looking over or like wandering their eyes or like not listening or just trying to listen to what they were saying, like just stupid stuff. And so I just told him to be quiet. And unfortunately, my cousin was in that group, and she decided that she would tell the girls, I don't know what she told them, but like somehow, like the next day, maybe next week, I don't really remember, but sometime they decided to call me fat, and I was like, whatever. And then they started saying moo, like they were like mooing at me a lot, and kept calling me a cow and all this stuff. And they would write cow on sticky notes, and they even planned out this thing where they were going to wear cow masks to school. They even brought the cow masks, and luckily I was on a college visit, ready to get the heck out of there. But like, it was I don't know, there was a time whenever we had a school fire alarm, and so we were all outside, and there was this really, really, really tall, big Mexican girl. I'm not saying fat, but she was just really tall and big, and she was nice. Like, I'd never had a problem with her or anything, and these other girls that were fighting with me for, like, no reason, because I told them to shut up because they were being rude to the teacher in class, which I guess that's not my position, but as an upperclassman, I felt it was. But, they went to this girl that I had never really met before, and they were behind me, and they said, like, I could hear them behind me, and they were like, that fat girl right over there in front of you, like, you should beat her up, like, go pull her hair, beat her up, beat her to the ground in front of the whole school, like, she's fat, she's a moo-moo, like, fat-ass cow, blah, blah, like, every name in the book. You bitch, you nasty whore, you're fat, you're gross, like, all this stuff, just, like, spewing it out of their mouths without even really thinking what they were doing. And I, at this point, hadn't told anybody or anything, and they were having this girl, like, telling her, like, go beat her up, like, just go beat her up, blah, blah, and this girl's like, I don't know her. I don't care if she's fat. I don't care what she's doing. I don't know her. She's not done anything to me. I'm not going to go beat her up. She's like, I don't know who she is. I'm not going to go beat up some random person because you think she's fat. That's stupid. And so she just, like, walked off. And I was just, like, humiliated. And that was really whenever it hit me. And I don't know. I, like, bawled my eyes out, went to the principal. Long, long story after that. Like, took forever for it to stop. But it finally did. But at that point, like, that was whenever being overweight really affected me, and it was hard for me to get over that. And I just feel like whenever you call someone fat, like, why? I want to know why. Like, if someone is overweight, it's obvious that they know they're overweight. Just because a girl posts a picture of themselves in a bikini or, like, a swimsuit or a one piece or shorts or a crop top and they're overweight, it does not mean that they don't know that they're fat. It means that they fucking love themselves, that they're positive with themselves. Why do you think there's body positivity? That's not some fake thing. That's not some, oh, you're just a fat girl, because trust me, there's skinny girls that are body positive too. Body positivity has nothing to do with you being obsessed with yourself and you think you're skinny, because it's not about that. It's just loving your body, because right now I'm in my body at this very second and I can't change it right now. So whether I want to get skinny or get fat or get fit or muscular or not muscular or just throw my body away or sell my body, whatever I want to do with this and who I am, I need to love it right now, because that's who I am right now. And I can't change that, and I can't love myself, and I can't fully succeed to my highest ability if I hate myself right now because I'm fat. Yes, I have a double chin. Yes, I have big arms. Yes, my fat stomach rolls over. Yes, I have to pull my pants up high for me to be comfortable. Yes, my calves are huge, just where I can't wear high boots. Like, yes, my body is big, but that doesn't mean that I'm any less of a person from it. And it pisses me off whenever people are just throwing the word fat out there like it's some simple little thing, whenever it deteriorates people. It destroys them. It doesn't matter what their appearance is. Like, why does that matter? I mean, it's something that you can change. Yes, you can change it. You can eat healthier. You could supposedly go vegan and be skinny forever. Like, you could do all these things to change it. You could quit drinking pop, quit going out to eat fruits and vegetables only, like, or eat a balanced diet. Like, all this stuff that you can do. But unless you are fat, unless you are overweight, unless you've had problems with eating, unless you've had problems with anorexia or bulimia or anything, like, it's not as simple as just quit eating. Like, for one, that's so stupid. That's the dumbest thing that I've ever heard someone to say to a fat person. Quit eating so I can develop an eating disorder more than I already have? Quit eating so that I can become anorexic so I can die? Okay, how about, don't say quit eating, how about you be positive? Like, if you are so, like, I want to help people get skinny like the Nicole Arbor girl, why don't, instead of you making fun of them, how about you make up, like, a weight loss program? Or even, like, post a video of you working out and be like, hey, this is something that I do to stay skinny or stay fit or healthy or whatever you want to call that. here, why don't you try it? Or you post, like, or you can tell recipes that taste really good, but they aren't bad for you. I mean, if you do something like that, then that would help me, because telling me that I'm fat, something that I already know, that I have engraved in my head, that is so far in my head that it's going to take forever to get that word out, to feel positive about myself, maybe you can actually help me. Like, I already know I'm fat. That word is not new to me. It's not new to anybody. I mean, if you're overweight, I guarantee every person, even if you're skinny, you've been called fat at some point. And I'm not saying that skinny people don't go through things, because people do, like, make fun of anorexia and bulimia like it's some joke and like it doesn't happen, and oh, just because you're skinny you don't feel anything or you don't get made fun of, because that's not true. But at this point right now, and I'm not skinny shaming by saying this, but I'm just telling the truth, right now skinny people aren't getting the most of it right now. It's the bigger girls, and I wish there was a different word that you could explain or like say about your body instead of just fat. Like, why can't we just be bigger or big boned? I mean, even if I'm not big boned, why can't I just call it big boned so it's a little less mean? I mean, I know that people are like, oh, you're too sensitive. If I call you fat, just take it because you are fat. Like, that's just, I don't know. Just, like, why do you get offended if I call you skinny? Like, to me, if someone calls me skinny, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that's a freaking compliment. I guess if I was really skinny and, like, I felt self-conscious about it and I wanted to gain weight, then it would hurt my feelings and I'd feel like, no, I'm not good enough, I need to eat more, or I need to binge eat. Like, I get that, but I don't know. I just feel like you should think twice before you call someone fat, because it affects them, and you should think twice before you like a video that is of a girl calling someone fat, or making fun of fat people, or making fun of skinny people even. Like, things that you say to people are going to affect them one way or another, and you may not know why they're fat. You may not know that they're depressed, or you may not know that their father just killed themselves, or you don't know that their mom was molesting them. I'm not saying that I was molested, but like, there's different things that causes different people to eat, and some people may be being like beaten or molested or raped, and the way that they comfort themselves is through food, and they have to go through a lot more than just stop eating and exercising to actually fix that problem. You have to, it's a mental thing too, and nobody really understands that until you actually try to lose weight. And you fail over and over and over again like me, because it's not just counting the calories, and it's not just exercising, it's not going vegan that'll fix everything. It's something in your head that you have to fix too, and I haven't quite figured that out yet. But when I do, I'll tell the whole world, because, I mean, frick, why can't someone tell me? Which, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being fat, because, I don't know, I'm a believer of God, and if God created me as who I am right now, and if I wasn't supposed to be this way, then I wouldn't be this way. But I also feel like God has another plan for me, and I'm supposed to lose weight and get fit and healthy, because I'm supposed to live a long time and change the world. Just kidding. Well, I want to live long, but not that long, because I know what it is in what happens in a nursing home, and what happens to old people, and no thank you. But on a serious note, I don't know, this video is all over the place. I'm all over the place. But you really should think about what you are saying and what you're doing and how it's affecting someone, because me, that little 4th grader sitting there on the ground, writing on that piece of paper that really didn't even understand all of this and really wasn't bullied or anything, feeling like crap about myself and wanting to run faster or run longer in PE just because I felt fat, because I wasn't smaller than a guy in my class. Like, that's so sad. And now, like, I'm okay with my body. I'm not loving it. I don't love my body right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I love myself, because right now I am not to that point, but I'm working towards there. And I really appreciate the people that are on YouTube, like Lana and the other girls that have put themselves out there and are being freaking awesome and kind of just like saying F you to society and being like, I don't care if you don't like my cellulite, I don't care if you don't like my stretch marks, don't look if you don't like it. That's just how it is. Like, I'm not gonna burn up in the summer because I have to wear sweatpants because of you, because you don't like the way my legs look. Like, how about you quit looking? Like, it's that simple. Don't look. If you don't like it, don't look. If you do, then sure, like, whatever. I'm not gonna not wear short sleeve shirts because my arms flab or they're freaking fat. Like, whatever. I don't care. Like, it's freaking hot. Like, it's not hot right now, but it's about to be. Like, I'm not gonna cover my body and shame myself because you are too insecure with yourself to love me. I mean, I know I can't love myself right now, but at least appreciate me that I'm bold enough. Like, or no, I don't even need to be called bold for wearing shorts for being overweight. Like, that should just be something common. Like, why is that bold? Why? That's what I want to know. Like, the swimsuit cover, like, why is that such a, like, I understand from, like, my point, like, it's an awesome thing because for the first time ever, society is accepting, well, not accepting, but taking, like, that crossing step to accepting overweight girls and bigger girls and loving, like, their body and showing that you don't have to be skinny to be loved, and other guys love different things and girls love different things, and, like, everybody has a different opinion on your body, but, and what's beautiful and what's not, and what's gross and what's hot and what's whatever. But I just feel like also it shouldn't be that big of a shock factor, because it should be something so common that happens that it should, like, it's sad that it's such a huge accomplishment. Really, it's sad because, I mean, shouldn't there be girls of all different sizes and, like, everywhere, like, on the Victoria's Secret runway and, like, all this stuff? Like, why is it such a big deal? Like, it is a big deal, but, like, it shouldn't be, because it should be a frequent thing to where people aren't like, oh my god, there's a fat girl in the swimsuit model. Like, for one, she's not even fat, but I'm not even going to get into that because people have different opinions on what's fat and what's not. But, I don't know. Really long video. If you've made it through this far, I just want to say thank you and I appreciate you, and hopefully I don't make it sound like I hate myself, because I definitely don't hate myself. I appreciate myself, and I'm working on loving myself, and hopefully I'll get there, and also hopefully I will start to lose weight, because my weight gain has been from mostly depression and kind of like comfort food and wanting to find a different way, like outlet to kind of, I don't know, like release my anger and like sadness and all that stuff. But thank you for listening, and if you want to, comment and let me know like what you think about the whole fat thing, like if it's propaganda or if it's just like people are being too sensitive, if I'm being too sensitive, or let me know like really cool recipes that are healthy. Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, be positive and try to help somebody. I mean, that's kind of, I think, what we should be doing, just kind of help someone. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching, and leave me a comment letting me know like kind of your opinion on it, and if I said something that offended you, or if something that you really agreed on, and yeah, something like that. Just kind of, I don't know, I want a discussion, and I can even comment back if you comment, but nobody comments. Just kidding. Well, that's not just kidding, but I don't really, well, I do care, because I want people to tell me their opinion, because then it gives me another outlook to see like how I should feel. But anyways, thank you, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That's all I have for today, and I will see you again. But please like my video. Thank you to the people that have subscribed to me, because it's very generous of you. And I guess I will go. If you have any other things that you want me to talk about, or if you want me to kind of elaborate on the bullying thing, or like my body, or like whatever, anything like that, just kind of let me know. But I guess I will stop talking because I've talked for a really long time. But thank you, and I will see you guys later. Thank you. Seriously, like, thank you so much for watching, because it's crazy to think that even if one person watches me, like, you're awesome. But I'm gonna stop. I will stop. Bye.